I'm on my way to Lowe's, and I'm going to pick up some plants for the Historical Society. So it looks really pretty for our pie situation. It's Tuesday, November 26th, RSVP if you are coming. But I had to go to Office Max, and then I'm driving around, taking shortcuts, like zipping down via Coconut Road, and I go by this neighborhood. And a lot of people don't know this, but I used to write the real estate column for the Naples Daily News, and I wrote an entire story about a neighborhood that was partly built, and this was like during the housing downturn. Like, it's all crashing, real estate is piling up, there's short sales and foreclosures everywhere. And I wrote a story about this real estate agent that was wearing a sandwich board on US 41, like eat at Wimpy's, or whatever, like from the cartoons, like where with the straps over their shoulder, like walking down the road. Yes, very creative. But the absorption rate, I think, was like 7 years of inventory. So like the sandwich board isn't going to sell the property alone. It had to do with pricing, and like prices hadn't adjusted, and people wanted crazy money. And you could literally at that time park the car in a neighborhood and show 10 properties without moving the car. And sometimes you get to a home and there wouldn't be a doorknob, or it would be a new doorknob, and then the lockbox would be on the ground with half of an old doorknob in it, which means it finally got foreclosed and a locksmith came and changed out the doorknob. So I wrote this whole article about, wearing a sandwich board on 41 instead of being able to do an absorption rate and properly inform your seller what's happening with the market, that there is 7 years of inventory. So do those condo fees quarterly for 7 years and come up with a price that doesn't have you still spending all of that money on quarterly fees, when you could just reduce the price and sell the condo and be done with it, right? And one of the men who was the developer of the community that still had a couple dozen communities was very upset with me. And I thought it was the end of my life, because he took out a full page ad, anti-Chris Griffith ad, in the Naples Daily News. I was devastated. And at the time, I was a runner. And I was running around the block, and I used to live over off of Terry Street, and I was over on Pennsylvania Avenue. It's like basically like a 4.5 mile run, and I'm running around the block, and I'm passing Bonita banners laying in driveways. So they put this free newspaper in a plastic bag and they throw it in people's driveway. They used to do it on Wednesday and Saturday. I get it once in a while, but I don't know if that's still the schedule. And I'm running by these papers, and I'm like, so I like squat down in somebody's driveway and open up their banner and start flipping through it, and there's a full page ad about how terrible a person I am. And I know this is published 2 days a week, and let's just say it's Saturday morning. I know what's coming Wednesday. And he did it. He did me dirty like that. He's such a dirty birdie. What a terrible man. Just a terrible man. So I was hysterically upset. I mean, it was very upsetting. I mean, this is a place where you do business. I'm just reporting the news, and he was so upset. And I remember a couple of real estate agents calling me, like he'd sent them after me. Like he had real estate, if I said their names, you'd be like, he did that to you? Like, Bob did that to you? He sent Bob at me. He sent so-and-so at me. Like, my phone would ring all the time, and I'd be getting like a stern talking to, control your child, one of yours is destroying the real estate market. I was just reporting that there was already 7 years inventory in there. I mean, I didn't do it. I was just telling everybody about it. And don't wear a sandwich board if you don't know how to do an absorption rate, right? So anyhow, that's my recollection story of driving to Lowe's and going past the neighborhood, and every once in a while I see that developer, and I just, hey.